think it's working. So yeah, that's functioning right. Alright, let's test this. Do need to get a better mic one of these days. One of these days. A classic. So the city of already fucked it up. And doom upon all the world.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
I really wish I had some minis of these Dragon Age stuff. I'd love to get one of those golem models.
Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long.
I really wish this was controller compatible.
I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Alrighty. Time to make a character in this classic. I do like the dwarves. But no magic, because they're not connected to the Fade. I've played the Elven background so many times. The Dalish and the City Elf are some of my favorites. I've barely played the mage one, but playing a mage this game just wasn't really my thing. I really wish the human had more of their background. Because I know there was supposed to be a second, the Avar Barbarian. The Noble or the Duster? Go with the Noble.
Greetings.
Smooth skin. Got a little jaundice there. Now, I'd love to see more tattoos like this out and about. Seeing a dwarf without a beard just looks wrong. Gives me a Kyle vibe. Now that's just a thumb. My average store customer. Yes, this is good. With them big ol' eyes. Hmm. Just I'm looking directly at you. What even is that expression? I'm gonna go with that. We'll just go with Dura. No, not Dura. Hmm. Now we'll just keep it as Duran. Alrighty. Make a mode. charismatic fighter. I like two-handing, and I like how two-handing looks in this game. Normal.
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of two known remaining dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the dwarven noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the second child of King Endren of House Aidukan, the 9th Aidukan ruler elected by the Noble Assembly.
God damn it, Caleb.
You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue, and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of dwarven politics.
Politics.
Greetings, my lord. You are dressed and ready. Excellent.
I look so uninterested.
I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
I wouldn't want to wear this armor. I wouldn't even wear this armor if it was a tradition. Let them see me as a warrior.
Of course,
as a
if
chunky
every
man.
other noble has a shield and 3 swords, you'll feel awfully underdressed. One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances.
The art of ruling is hardly boring. What of my brothers?
Out and about. I saw them on my way here, browsing the shops. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Perhaps we should go show them what single combat is really all about. And by we, I mean you.
Of course.
I'll practice my cheering.
Why don't you want to fight in the provings?
You remember last year's open proving? It took your father's smith 6 hours to remove my helmet. I'm not meant for single combat. I fight as my lord's second in shield. That's enough for me.
I like
Right behind you, my lord.
merchants.
The day is ours until the feast.
Alright, I really wish this was controller compatible. How does it look when you go? Okay. I think I'll just stick to how it... Yeah, I think I'll just stick to this. This is more what I'm used to. Requires 18 strength. So much for using 2 hands.
proud to serve the Idukans.
Alright, let's get them subtitles turned on.
No sign of trouble. I am at your service.
That's better. I think Trian's the older brother. Yeah, Trian's the older one.
Really? Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me talk to her.
I'm sorry. I thought you were Prince Balin coming down the hall. Forgive me.
Prince Balin is attending the feast being held in Lord Idukan's honor.
Yes, of course. It was presumptuous of me to think that he would return to... I am sorry. I will show myself out, with your leave, my lord.
Go or stay, I don't care.
Thank you. I will go now.
Time to go through my brother's stuff. As a sibling would. You know, if this thing was above ground, I imagine the floors would be absolutely cold if you were walking around barefoot. Oh, that's just where the guards are.
I am at your service. I am at your service. Ancestors watch over you, my lord. I am at your service.
Why are you talking like a fucking Zoom?
I am at your service.
You better not be getting that brain rot.
I went to watch the provings. Most exciting.
Your father speaks highly of your skill.
You sure you want to go to the feast now? I doubt we can escape to see the provings once we're inside. I can't wait to see who's fighting today.
Yeah, it's gonna be me probably getting my ass kicked. Key required, key required. I'm the prince, I should be able to go where I please. What the fuck are you even saying? The fuck are you saying?
Your father has allowed the merchants to show their wares in the Diamond Quarter during these celebrations.
Oh, that is just great to look at.
I'm sure we can work this out reasonably. It's in the records. There's nothing I can... Please, Master Volney. My work is accredited by the Shaper.
These books are lies written by the enemies of House Volney.
I write only what I find in the ancient records. Lord Idukan, you can vouch for my work, can't you? Your father loved my History of Idukan, Paragon King, Peacemaker.
The king, as well as several other lords, are quite fond of his work. He writes of the ancient paragons.
This worm has written a book that slanders my house.
That's a serious charge.
He deserves to die for what he has written of Paragon Volney.
My work tells the stories of all those raised to paragons in the last 500 years. When the Assembly names a paragon, that man or woman is then, by definition, everything one can aspire to be in the world. They form their own noble houses and are revered as living ancestors. But paragons start off as men.
Volney was more than a man.
Get to the point, why is Burton so angry?
Volney became a paragon by the narrowest margin in history. One vote. A vote mired in rumors of intimidation, intrigue, and outright bribery. The records of that vote are kept in the Shaperate and are a matter of fact. Not liking history doesn't make it any less true.
You're taking his side? What if he published a book like this about your paragon Iduken?
The truth is more important than your pride.
You would not say so if it was your house, but I shall respect your wishes. For now, excuse me, Your Highness.
Whatever you say, Big Nose.
That fool has no idea how weak his house is or how low he sits in it. Shall I have him killed, my lord?
What do you think?
Historically, it has been prudent to eliminate a small threat before it becomes larger.
How do you want it done?
Do the prudent thing. Quietly, and act
Understood.
No need to make a mockery of his family.
You've shown yourself more daring and aggressive today than most believed of you. Someday I hope to write of the great exploits you are sure to perform.
Word has been sent. He won't live past the hour.
You've shown House Iduken a friend to research, history, and the glory of our people.
Volney isn't worth the dirt he pisses on. This big on my side. Carry on.
Of course. I have much to document and organize. Good day, Your Highness. And thank you.
What's in here?
That's outrageous. Gall merchant.
My lord, these are surface.
Ah, my
Dyed
friend.
with the finest
Enjoying the
saffron and
festival
indigo
so
and embroidered by skilled elven tradesmen. I've seen Prince Balin Iduken himself wearing a robe made of something quite similar.
So I pay your exorbitant price.
My lord Iduken, you honor me by visiting my humble booth. May I show you my wares?
Let's see what you got.
Please, look as you will.
Goran, why is this man speaking to me? This minor magical charm captures the viewer's attention and distracts. Ooh, pretty. Does it really do anything? No, it doesn't. I'm here for money. Money! Requires 38 strength to wear that armor.
I'd love to be in there, fighting, sweating, winning honor.
Nothing beats a
I
good
don't
set of
speak
steel
German
cutlery.
either. Well, of course you don't.
Our trust follow, big brother. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk.
Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my siblings second, I will ask for it.
Yes, Your Highness.
He's just a fun one. Do not speak to my friend like that.
I speak to lower houses and castes as they should be spoken to. Now do as I say.
Keep barking orders, and I'm sure I'll care. I'll care someday.
Your lack of a sense of duty to your house is obvious. I can't imagine why you are receiving a commission.
Oh no, I'm just being flippant with you.
Tomorrow, I'll spend much time apologizing to the heads of the noble houses for the deaths of their children under your incompetent command.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Trian?
As heir to the throne, it is my duty to impart wisdom and judgment upon those who need it. Now then, you, get to the feast.
I'll go when I'm ready.
Stubborn, aren't you? When I'm king, I will help you get over that.
We'll see about
Come,
that.
Balin.
We'll see about that, shitstick.
That was fun. Nothing like being talked down to by the next king.
Nothing. He's got to be alive to be king. Ignore him. It's not my day.
That it is. Let's get back to enjoying it, shall we?
Why are you just quoting Badger?
Look at this piece, darling.
My Lord Idukan, nothing here rivals your amazing Idukan armor, but if you wish something made...
You know very well House Idukan has its own royal armorers.
Of course. Forgive me.
Show me your wares,
You
Eddie.
honor me, Your Highness.
Nonsense, woman. Your words bring shame upon our house.
What about that one?
I doubt.
What
Oh, look,
have
some
we here?
hoes.
Two handsome, strapping, noble lords. You both look so grand.
And isn't this the man of the hour, the king's son?
Who's your friend, my lord? Another noble from the honored House Idukan?
They're noble hunters, my lord. A man takes his caste from his father, and these women hope to bear a noble lord's son. If one is successful, she's raised up to concubine in the noble house to care for her child. It provides new sword arms for the house, and many nobles look favorably on such women.
These women offend me, Gorham.
We'll be here if you change your mind, my lord.
Be quiet now and pray the ancestors deliver Bronca back safely.
What? Just hear Darkspawn and Ribcage and now I'm confused. What does Dwarf have need for magic? What do you sell? Oh, he's got weapons.
Greetings, my lord Idukan. I am so honored to have you visit my booth. I have a proposition.
Yet you dare now.
If you have something to say, say it.
Yes, just so. Here's the thing. What I mean to say is...
You're wasting my time.
Of course. Please accept my humblest apologies to House Idukan.
Watch yourself in the future.
My lord,
My lord.
Oh, great. Now I can't buy shit. Fucking hell.
My lord, are you heading to the proving arena?
Gorm, I do not remember addressing this man.
We have been charged with the task of escorting you to the proving grounds.
I clean forgot about that. Forgive me, I should have informed you sooner. The king decided you were not to travel through the commons unguarded.
Very well, if it will please
Will
my
we be
father.
leaving then? We are at your command.
That one's fucking dead. Look at all those JPEGs back there.
Your Highness, it is an honor to have you here. Have you come to watch these brave warriors do battle in your honor?
No, I've come to kick ass.
Your Highness, this proving is in your honor.
I
Then
know.
honor him by doing as he says. My lord Iduken will fight in this proving.
Of course, it is well within your rights. Men
Goddamn
and
right
women
it
of
is.
Orzammar, we have a late entry to these provings, held on the eve of battle for the honor of House Iduken. I give you the Lord Iduken himself. Are you ready for your first match? Then let us
Of course.
begin!
Time to start kicking
This
in.
is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken. Lord Iduken will fight Aler Bimo, youngest son of Lord Bimo.
You honor me with this match.
Hearing Lord Beamont, I kept hearing Beamont.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight! Enemies approach.
Alright.
Very well.
Smack him in the face. That'd be great if we could use these two skills if I had a two-handed weapon. You can't hit the front side of a bookmark. Well, that didn't work. Yo, shit, he dead.
The winner is Lord Iduken. That was quite a fight. Aler Bimo is no slouch with that hammer.
It says Beamont,
Are you
but I'm
ready for
hearing
your next
Beamo.
opponent? Adal Helmi, a woman, Your Highness. She's a tenacious fighter.
I'll fight anyone.
Excellent. Let us go. This
Man
is a
or woman, I'm
glory
gonna smack
proving,
all of them into being my
fought
bitches.
under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken.
Just casually clinch to the armor pit.
Lord Iduken will fight Adal Helmi, eldest daughter of Lady Helmi.
Honor and glory to your house, Your Highness.
There's no honor in fighting a woman.
First
I
warrior
won't be an
to fall
ass
is
to the
vanquished.
people I'm fighting here.
Fight!
riveting. On your ass. Why aren't you moving? Have you given up? I'm disappointed.
The winner is Lord Idukan. That was a crowd pleaser. Many were waiting to see that woman put in her place. Sir Blackstone is your next opponent. Are you ready to face him? One of the best of the warrior caste. He achieved glory in close combat assault in the deep roads. Then let us begin. This is a glory proving.
These people are just hungry for the violence.
Of the Paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Idukan. Lord Idukan will fight Sir Blackstone, Deep Road squad leader of the warrior caste.
This is your education, child. Try to learn as you bleed.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Wait. I hate it when it does this. Yeah, I don't think you're whacking me just. I'm cheating. Why aren't you striking me? Oh, there you go.
The winner is Lord Idukan. Well done. You have proven that even the best of the warrior caste cannot match a noble Idukan. Franklin Ivo is your final opponent. He too has had many victories today. Are you ready to face him, or will you rest first? Of course. This is a glory proving. Fought under the watchful eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Idukan.
Look at that well-interested face.
It is down to just two warriors.
Very interesting fight.
Backbones of stone and wheels of iron. They have defeated all others this day. Lord Idukan will fight Franklin Ivo, second son of Lord Ivo.
You fight well. I wish you glory today and glory tomorrow.
May you be a stone.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. The victor is champion. Fight!
I shall do it. Get off! Drive them back!
He's fighting with just an oversized kukri knife. Well, since we're dwarves, that might just be a regular kukri knife. Oh, he's throwing my own shit at me. No, I'm just fighting to win. It's fine to prove that I'm better.
I'll show you something.
Shall be done. Now you fall!
The winner is Lord Idukan.
Goddamn right.
Congratulations! Brandon Ivo is as fierce a competitor as I've ever seen. You vanquished every warrior of note in today's proving. The ceremonial helm, commissioned by your father for today's winner, is yours.
Of course it's mine. Send it to Fraudulent Ivo Heatbot Parade.
The people will remember your honor and generosity for all time.
I just came to kick ass. I don't need a fancy hat.
My lord. Your wish is our command.
I was busy clapping dwarven cheeks. Because I am Lord Iduken, the best fighter of House Iduken.
Good showing there, my lord. Your opponents will be licking their wounds all eve.
It has begun. As you say.
Look, the Grey Wardens are here.
My lord.
The raid tomorrow must be...
Many thanks for your willingness to hear me out, my lord. I wish to speak to you of a matter most urgent.
Oh, I'm sure.
There is a vote coming before the Assembly next week. And a word from you could go a long way towards helping our cause.
What cause?
The vote concerns the status of the so-called surface caste. Lost to the stone, air-touched, and so forth. Centuries ago, narrow-minded men declared that any dwarf who left to live on the surface forfeited his caste, and his house if noble. That he was, in essence, no longer a dwarf. I seek only to remedy an injustice, to retie the bonds of anyone who can trace himself to one of the noble houses wherever he may live. Please, agree to speak for this noble cause.
You know, just to fuck with tradition, yeah.
When your father presents you to the noble houses, I will ask for your opinion on the matter. You have merely to say that you feel our surface brothers should be returned their noble rights. What could be more simple?
You're a fool. Your mother would melt the stone if she knew what you just did.
How dare you speak to me that way?
So you are to be respected, and I will no longer speak to you as a child. Lord Dace is playing you false. Go ahead, be his puppet. Your first command will be marked by every major house turning their back on you. If you are to play in the games of the Assembly, make sure you know the motivations of the players. Last spring, a guild from the Merchant caste invested heavily in an expedition with a guild from the surface. Lord Dace backed the Merchant Guild, pouring a great deal of money into the venture. The expedition was a disaster. Lord Dace lost a great deal of money and prestige. The Surface Guild has no way to repay the investment, but it does have several leading members who are descended from noble houses. House Helmi, Bimo, Iduken. You begin to see the whole picture.
And?
Your house and mine would be forced to pay the Surfacer's kin debts. It would be a great victory for Lord Dace. The Surface caste gave up their noble ties willingly, generations ago.
They're
Will
still
you
kin.
humiliate your house and your father for them?
They're kin.
Do what you will then. It's your honor that hangs in the balance.
Like you give a fuck about that.
I don't know that I trust Lord Dace. Was there something else? Yes, I yearn to face the Darkspawn and prove my worth as your second. May the stone support us.
Will be spectacular.
And the ancestors look down with pride. Not much that you don't already know. My father's father was a great hero of the Deep Roads excursions and raised the family to the top of the warrior caste. He was even nominated to join the assembly and found a noble house, but the honor was in the nomination. He wasn't afforded a single vote. My father served your father for many years, and now I serve you.
Hey.
As you will.
Hey, Duncan.
Greetings, my lord Idukan. It is an honor to meet you at last. I have had the opportunity to recently meet with your father. He speaks highly of you. He says you may be the most skilled warrior in all of House Idukan.
Suck it, train.
I have no doubt it is deserved. We need more Grey Wardens like you, and quickly. Even as the Darkspawn weaken here in Ozamor, they are stirring on the surface. A blight has begun. Soon the fight must go beyond the Deep Roads, lest the Darkspawn threaten all the world. You know of our dedication to destroying the Darkspawn, our frontline presence during a blight. What else would you know? Over the centuries, many dwarves have made names for themselves in our order. These days, however, there are fewer dwarves, and thus even fewer Dwarven Grey Wardens. A pity, since Dwarven warriors have the most experience fighting Darkspawn. Truly? Then I will speak to your father after tomorrow's battle. I have my doubts he will relent, but there is always hope. Until then, good luck to you. Show the Darkspawn what your people are made of.
Alright, Daisy boy.
You return. Were my instructions unclear? And what did she have to say? I see. Some preposterous story, I'm sure. I suppose it could. I mean, well, it's the spirit of the law that's important, right? Our poor, disenfranchised service brothers. Ah, well played, Your Highness. Welcome to Assembly politics. Now, if you'll excuse me... You've won. Don't be stupid about it.
You forget who you're speaking to. This is the guest of honor and child of the first house of Orzammar.
For now, we shall see what the future holds. Trian's grasp on the throne is in no way certain, and much can happen before then. Now let me be. You haven't made a friend here today.
Well, it's not like I'm gonna be here anyway.
I am at your service.
It has begun.
My king, please reconsider. Trade contracts alone could bring great prosperity to our houses.
Will we really turn our back on our brothers and a potential fortune in cheap labor because of a political technicality?
Denial of the traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. There is more to life than monetary gains, my lords Bimo and Mino. The Assembly of Kal Sharok will respect the rule of Orzammar, or they will rot and die alone, surrounded by enemies.
Yes, my king.
But look, we have company to spare us from
No wonder why Kal Sharok doesn't like us.
Trust Vala, my son. How fine you look in your great-grandfather's armor. I hear you were declared champion of the Provings. I suppose you were never one to sit by when something exciting was going on. Are you ready to be presented to the heads of the noble houses? So dutiful. Very well. Let us begin. Lords, ladies, grant me a moment of your time. We are here today so I may present to you my second eldest child, blessed by the stone and born of the blood that ran in the veins of the Paragon Idukan. Who would pose a question to the prospective commander? Who seeks to know the prospect better? No? Very well then. The ritual
doesn't
is
even give them a moment to ask.
I give you Orzammar's next commander. Tomorrow, our newest commander will lead part of a mission to strike a great blow to the Darkspawn. Not only does this recover access to some of our most important mines, but it also allows our honored guest Duncan, head of Ferelden's Grey Wardens, to strike far into the deep roads.
Thank you, King Endrin. While the Darkspawn seem to withdraw, it is only because they are massing on the surface. This could mean a blight, and my men and I will discover the truth.
We are honored to have you with us, my friend. Now, feast, drink, and celebrate, for the morning brings battle! As for you, my new commander, find your brother Trian and send him to me. He may be watching the Provings, or getting some rest in his rooms. Walk well, Commander.
Alright, I'll go find the bitch. I'll go find Mr. Bitchfit.
I am at your service.
Wrong way.
So you're a commander now, in name at least. Shouldn't you be attending our King Father? Of course he does. We must discuss strategy before tomorrow's battle. Balin, stay here and stroke the new commander's conceit if you like. But then get to bed.
All day I've put up with that. He can really grate on the nerves. And what I'm going to tell you next won't make you any more fond of him.
Is this something I want to hear?
Big brother, Trian is going to try to kill you. fears what you are becoming, in the eyes of the people and the Assembly. Trian's the named prince, but only the Assembly can proclaim a king. It would be unusual for the Assembly to ignore the king's choice, but it does happen.
The founder of House Bimo became a paragon and king in one move from the Assembly, and he was a commoner.
That was an extraordinary case, but at least a half-dozen times the Assembly named a lesser family member, or even someone from another house, as king. Usually, it's the popular younger brother of an undesirable prince. Look at it from his perspective. You're more personable than he's ever been. You entered the provings held in your own honor just for glory and to please the crowds. If you win glory against the Darkspawn tomorrow, it will only strengthen the case for you as the next heir. Trian Fear's father will replace him on the spot. If not, the Assembly will surely turn against him when father dies. You know his pride will never allow him to step aside.
What's your angle in this?
It seems Trian has shown that brothers can't always be trusted. I am next in line. If Trian succeeds in his plot against you, how long do you think I'll live?
Permission to speak freely?
Of course.
Trian would make a terrible king, but no one wants to say it. He has just enough backing in the Assembly to make it ugly when your father dies, but not enough to become king. Killing him now makes your house stronger and saves a great deal of bloodshed later.
Very well. I'll keep my eyes open. I don't want to lose the brother I actually like.
You worry too much.
One of us has to. I'm taking your place as father's second, so I'll be at hand tomorrow. For now, try to get some sleep.
May the Paragon smile down on you.
Trian and his men will clear the way for the Grey Wardens to descend into the easternmost caverns. Those caverns are still infested by the worst of the Darkspawn. We cannot risk our own troops in there.
Understood, Lord Harrowmont. We should be able to sense the Darkspawn and avoid them once the way is open.
May the Paragons favor you, and the stone catch you if you fall.
Come men! Glory awaits!
Balin, you and your men will second the king, clearing the main road.
Don't you think it looks a little cowardly to allow these humans to take our place where the fighting is thickest?
Are you questioning the battle plan?
Of course not. I'm sure your caution is for the glory of us all.
Enough, Balin. Take your men and make ready. Harrowmont and I need to have words with your sibling.
Good luck, my brother.
Your father has a special mission for you.
In the eastern deep roads, there is a secret door carved into the stone.
The door leads to a tide, abandoned long ago by your ancestors. The Darkspawn have made it impossible to reach.
My father believed that the shield of the Paragon Idukan remains in that tide, under the stones of the central room. Reclaim the shield, and glory will be yours.
Nah.
My father's writings speak only of the shield. There may be countless other treasures, but only the shield matters.
We've sent 2 scouts ahead to make sure the tunnels are cleared. But be careful. One of the scouts will meet you at the first crossroads you come to. The second will be further in. When you get to the door, use your signet ring to open it. Questions? Very good. The crossroads where you meet the first scout will be the rendezvous point. There you can present the shield to the lords and demonstrate the strength of Idukan.
May the ancestors watch over you, my child.
All right. Look at the map. All right, let's get to it. Where was my second? weapon. Yeah, don't go this way. I'm gonna go this way. Nice. He had money on him.
I shall do it.
There's one.
You made it, Commander. Did you run afoul of any darkspawn? Still, that was more than we expected. Once I finished scouting the tunnels, I hid here to avoid the darkspawn. Most tunnels are dead ends. The one we want is swarming with those fiends. It's going to be a fight. I was, indeed. Your gift of the helm was amazingly generous. I will treasure it always.
Nice.
May today's battles bring us even more glory. I'll take rear guard. Shall we move?
Got my group of short kings. What the hell was that?
It has begun. I shall do it.
You're here. I thought the Darkspawn had got you for sure. And I'll make sure I'm behind you if we're swarmed. We want the tunnel ahead, but there are Darkspawn tracks all over it. Be careful.
Alright, let's get moving.
I haven't ventured more than 100 yards ahead for fear of alerting other Darkspawn. I'll follow your lead, Commander.
Let's go see what the other tunnel goes to.
Going to be attacked!
As you say.
I'm going to make this quick.
Scout's fucking down. No, you got fucked up.
It has begun. As you say.
Well, it's a dead end, but at least I checked it.
you say.
Looks like someone beat us to the door.
This Darkspawn body is still fresh. Whoever opened the door is most likely still in there.
It could have been stolen. Recently, or generations back.
Or it could be an ambitious cousin out for his own glory.
Let's not do anything rash.
Understood. Let's move, men.
I'm right behind you.
So glad you could finally join us. We feared you'd gotten eaten by Darkspawn. Turns out the shield isn't quite as easy to retrieve as I was led to believe. I wager you know where it is, though. So maybe you tell me where it is, and I won't mutilate your body so bad your father doesn't recognize you. I'm your better, that's who. And as to how I got in, that's a question you'll have to ask the stone after I butcher you. Now where's the shield?
The shield's a metaphor. It's in us all.
A funny nobleman. Just what the world needs. Now kill these idiots.
Enemies approaching!
Show them no mercy! A good hit! Inside my arm! This one's mine! That's for house I do it! Stay stuck. Shall be done.
Very well.
Is that an Idukan signet ring? I guess that's how they got in here. The ring is Trian's. That means he... Or it may be a warning for us to keep our guard up. Agreed. Now perhaps we should find the shield.
Ready.
Ancestors preserve me! Don't be praised!
Who's begun? I shall do it. It shall be done.
How do we get the shield? You two, see if you can spot anything.
This is a really polished floor.
I shall do it.
It seems some of these tiles are different from the others.
Dukin shield.
That's it. We've got it.
Doesn't look like much.
The skill of our crafters has come far since then. But still, the Shield of Iduken.
I can feel it. It's inspirational.
You say so.
He's getting a hard-on for it.
Shield. We need to get to the other rendezvous point. Back in the direction we came from, at the crossroads.
To the crossroads.
Did you hear that? There'll be more of those mercenaries.
More darkspawn.
We will prevail! Run while you can! I shall to the fray! We will prevail!
Ow. got the shield. Now let's get on to the treachery. We all know someone's laid a little trap for me, and it ain't who you think it is, or it is exactly who you think it is. Because I'm pretty sure it's easy to put 2 and 2 together and figure out who's doing a little scheming.
If Trian were really scheming against us, this would be the perfect place for an ambush. We've got the shield, and we're all alone out here. Of course.
What's that you're muttering about? Fantastic. As if the Darkspawn weren't enough to worry about.
Just keep your eyes open.
What? Why did you make that sound? I just got whole turned around. Motherfucker. Motherfucker got me all kinds of turned around. Ah, motherfucker. Yo, shit, he dead.
By the stone, it's Trian.
It must have been a Darkspawn attack.
This doesn't look like Darkspawn. No bites, no scratches, no mutilations.
Someone's coming.
Hurry, Father, before it's too...
By all the ancestors, what has happened here?
It seems we weren't fast enough. Valand was right.
My son, tell me this isn't what it looks like.
Just long enough to slay Trian.
My lord is innocent.
Sir Gorham, your loyalty makes you a useless witness. It falls to others to tell the story. You, Scout, what happened here?
Trian and his men were here early. It seems they'd done battle with the Darkspawn. Lord Iduken came up to them all friendly-like, but when we got close, he ordered us to attack.
It is a valid question. The man is low-born and could easily be bought.
Frandlin Ivo, you are a good and noble man. Did the scout speak the truth?
He did, my lord. It was terrible. Prince Trian didn't stand a chance. Afterward, my lord stripped his signet ring.
You treacherous bastard! Silence, Gorham! Do you have anything else to say, my son? I want to believe that. I really do.
Find him. He will be judged before the Assembly. To Orzammar.
You could tell he didn't want Ivo.
Got 10 minutes, sir. Orders and all. You understand?
Leave us alone, will you, please? I would have come sooner had they allowed it. How are you? I understand. It's going to get worse, though. Balin has taken Trian's place in the Assembly. He introduced a motion to condemn you immediately, and it easily passed. He had fully half the Assembly ready to vote on something completely against tradition and justice. He must have been making deals and alliances for months, if not years. I'm afraid so. Some of the lords, especially Harrowmont, are suspicious of Balin's instant rise to power. They are rallying, but far too slowly. The Assembly has already sentenced both of us. My knighthood will be stripped, my name torn from my family records. But I will be allowed to attempt some sort of life on the surface. Lord Harrowmont moved for a similar exile for you, but Balin's supporters overwhelmed him. You are to be sealed in the deep roads to fight Darkspawn until you are overwhelmed and killed. Lord Harrowmont says the king is taken ill. He couldn't bear losing 2 of his children at once. Lord Harrowmont gave me access to see you so I could tell you this. Duncan and the Grey Wardens are still in the deep roads, in tunnels connected to those you are to be left in. If you survive long enough to find the Grey Wardens, you may be able to escape with Duncan. Perhaps this was meant to be. If you can find them, I'm sure you can join them and escape the deep roads. I begged to go with you and fight at your side, but Balin's pet nobles wouldn't hear of it. I'm going to try to go to Denerim, the human capital. If you make it out, find me. Our time is up. May the Paragons guide your sword and the stone hold you up.
Same to you, my friend.
I will always be your man, my Lord Iduken.
They are ready for you now.
Yeah. Well, time to get screwed over.
Here is the prisoner, Lord Harrowmont.
Having been found guilty of fratricide by the Assembly of Orzammar, You are hereby sentenced to exile and death. Your name is from this point forward stripped from the records. You are no longer a person, nor a memory. You are to be cast into the deep roads with only sword and shield. Dare to redeem your life by fighting the enemies of Orzammar until your death. Do you have anything to say before the sentence is carried out? I understand your anger. You should have been allowed to defend yourself. Had I the power to stop this, I would have. Look me in the eye and tell me you didn't do this. For your father's sake. I believe you. That means Balin planned this from the start. Believe me, I will spend the rest of my days making sure Balin does not profit by his deeds. Your father asked me to give these to you. This sword and shield are of fine dwarven make. Strike a blow at our enemies.
How is the old man?
He is old and this tragedy has hit him hard. He will rest better now, though, knowing the truth. I will. Open the doors and let the condemned walk through. May the stone accept you when you fall.
Considering the dwarves of Warhammer and the dwarves of Dragon Age, these dwarves are a lot easier to work with compared to the very stubbornness of Warhammer dwarves.
Very well. It has begun. done. Shall be done. Our skill has won the day.
Fully clothed.
By the Maker, it's a dwarf.
Hello?
Lord Idukan, what are you doing here alone? Where are your troops? Ah, you have been made to walk the deep roads, then.
You mean you were exiled? What happened?
I do not think matters of dwarven honor are any business of ours. You need not answer, friend.
I was betrayed.
Lord Trian? I see. The brutal intrigue of the Dwarven court continues then. Your father intimated as much. There is no reason for you to walk these deep roads and die for something you did not do. You have already proven yourself both resourceful and skilled, and I would expect nothing less from an Idukan. When last we spoke, you told me you wished to join our order. I imagine this isn't quite what you meant, but you may still find great honor here. As leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, I would like to formally invite you to join our order.
Oh, I got not much else to
Then
do.
welcome. We leave immediately for Ostagar, to join with the human forces facing the Darkspawn hordes led by King Kalen. Stay close. There are still Darkspawn around every corner.
That's all I've been dealing with, well, besides a few deep stalkers.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kalen. I didn't expect
a royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
Alright.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honorable stout folk outside Orzammar. Sounds like there's a story behind that. You must regale me with it sometime.
You mustn't have met much of our people.
I do. I'll make sure to have the finest dwarven brew brought up from the palace cellars. After we've dealt with the blight, of course. I've been to Orzammar. King Endrin invited my father to a grand proving long ago. How does Endrin fare these days? Well, it seems your story may be even more interesting than I suspected. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks. I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
3 battles. It's enough to make a man cocky, I guess. Kalen is honestly a...
Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
Your Majesty, I'm not certain the Blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true Blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
I killed a son from...
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here. Despite the victory so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Why not? He seems eager.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay. Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Alrighty.
Hale, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
Goddamn right I am. Oh, motherfucker. Well, I guess that's it for them because this thing just crashed on me. I guess that's it because it just crashed.